Coming to you live from Tournament to Pizza here. What's the address?
170 47th Avenue, Northeast, St. Pete, Florida.
Do you feel like people coming in? Do you want to make pizza or just stay away for a little while?
Just stay away for a little bit. I need a break.
Okay.
Working too hard, man.
A couple things to talk about. Before we talk about the Dana White, there's a couple things I want to ask you. Like I said, it's been a couple weeks. I want to go back in time, and you and I and some of your former teammates have had discussions about media.
Yeah.
We don't necessarily have to name names, but this particular incident, names will be named. I want to talk to you about the Giovani Bernard thing that happened a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
See who should not be named. Strikes again.
Well, yeah, but again, these people can be named because there's video of it. There's video proof of it. I personally think both sides were wrong. But and you know where I stand with media. Again, I'm hated by everybody. For somebody to say, "What have you done all year?"
I don't think both sides are wrong at all. I think one side is wrong.
I don't know.
I think one side, and I'll let you get your point first, and then I'll tell you my side of it.
Okay. My thing is, when Giovanni said, "Why are you talking to me now?" I don't think, and he said, "You haven't talked to me all year."
Yeah.
When Greg Augman said, "We talked on Tuesday." I'm always, especially with Knucklehead, when you say something, make sure you're right.
Mm-hmm.
So now he sort of opened it when he said, "You haven't talked to me all year." I don't like anything else that was said by the media, but you were involved in a play. You know that there's relationships, and you and I have talked about some other things that have happened before.
Yeah.
I don't see anything wrong with the media going up and wanting to talk to him.
I don't either.
About that.
Don't either. I don't either.
That's why I'm saying I think both sides were wrong. In my opinion, for Giovanni to say, "Why are you talking to me? I've got family outside." You're going to be asked a question.
Okay.
You and I both know that players have a way of not being around to answer questions.
And he was trying to leave. Yeah.
He should have been gone before the media got in.
That's not possible.
It is possible.
It's hard to do.
It's
by the time you get in there.
I know a player who didn't shower. He just left.
Okay, but
I'm just
coach has to talk.
Right.
You walk in there. You don't even have time to take your tape off. Like you cut your ankle tape and take your jersey
and we're
off
in there
before coach comes in
right.
and gives his speech. And when coach is talking, you're not undressing. It's not allowed, right? So coach comes in and he's like, "Hey, come in." Whether you won or lost, he's going to give his little speech about the game, blah, 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 blah. And by the time you can take your shoulder pads off, media's walking in, right? Because you're going to be outside exchanging jerseys, this, that, and the other. People come in late, and when everybody gets in,
that's
coach
when
talks.
Coach comes.
There's not enough time. And maybe, again, I don't know how it was back in Warren Sapp days. But in the last 10 years, like, there's no time.
You want to say 1800s.
Unless you're
you want to say, well, I don't know what it was like in the 1800s.
Unless you're wearing your shoulder pads and cleats to your car.
Well,
like, there's not enough time to do that. So
I didn't have a problem with the media trying to ask him a question.
I don't either. I don't either. I have no problem with the media asking him that question, talking about the game. The way they approached it just shows the disrespect players
the lack
feel.
of respect.
And it goes back to the Ham thing, about how people see players, and we are just a number on a jersey and a helmet. Unless you are Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes and these stars, you are a number on a jersey, and we don't care about you. It's just like, what have you done for us to talk to you? I make $5 million a year. What do you make to do your job?
Right.
Like, why should I talk to you?
Right.
Like, what makes me want to talk to you? And so it's just like, we always have to be respectful. And we frown on guys who are disrespectful to the media.
Absolutely.
They're always frowned on.
Yeah.
Kyrie Irving gets slack. All these guys get slack when you trash media, because media controls the narrative.
Right.
Right? So guys are always frowned on for being negative to media. People hate Greg Popovich, as great a coach as he is, because they're like, "Oh, Greg Popovich, Bill Belichick, these guys, kind of scoring the media." And so they get trashed. And then now you want to come trash a player? It's like, "Oh, you've been injured all year. And so what?
What does that have to do with
respect me?"
Right.
There's a way to ask me something, and I'll be like, "Hey,
we've talked about this.
Hey, Gio, like, can we talk about what happened in the game?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Hey," obviously he's upset. Let me give you a little background. Giovani Bernard was the starting running back against the Cincinnati Bengals. He's played. This might be his 10th or 11th year. He's a good player. He's played in the league a long time, a very long time. Had a lot of success, and now he went from being a starter for a Cincinnati Bengals, getting 1,000 yards, getting catches, doing all these things. Now he's a special teams player, right? That's a hard pill to swallow.
Sure.
It is.
Sure.
As a man, anybody, you get demoted, quote unquote, it's a hard pill to swallow. And now he's doing that job. He makes a mistake in the 5 plays he plays a game. He's not in the running back rotation. He makes a mistake. And then you want to come to him and be like, what have we done to talk to you all day? All year. There's a way to ask somebody a question. There's a way to approach him.
Absolutely.
Right? And then, as a media person, if somebody gets aggressive with you, diffuse the situation. Don't push. She said, you've been injured all year. She should not be named. 6 times. Like, what have you done that I was supposed to talk to you?
So do you agree?
Why
with,
did I talk to you?